I make art about women's sports, and one of the collections that I just released included this flyer that says Lesbian fans fill your stands. And I want to talk a little bit about the history of that expression and where I got it from. For context, this was launched as a part of Snatch Magazine, which is my independently published women's sports zine that I make and sell out of my home. And because Snatch is also a queer publication, I wanted to make sure I was doing some research on the history of queers in sports and see what I could find. So I went to the Lesbian History Archives and took a browse through their sports section and came up with some very interesting things. So in 2002, my favorite WNBA team, the New York Liberty, had a problem, which was that they were being pretty homophobic towards the lesbians that were, guess what, in their stands. I am certainly no historian, but basically, as far as I can tell, here's what went down. Apparently, the cameramen at the games were specifically instructed to never turn the camera towards lesbians in the crowd. There was all sorts of things that were happening behind the scenes that people were just really frustrated by. So an organization called the Lesbians for Liberty came together and held the lesbian kiss-in. So this is the newspaper article that's saying that people should come and see it. So let's read it together. Sick and tired that the large lesbian presence at the Liberty basketball games is not being acknowledged, the TV cameras inevitably zero in on obviously heterosexual families. Well, the gay gals will be hard to ignore tonight when, at the end of every timeout, dozens are planning to stand up and kiss each other. Participants are also encouraged to hold up signs and wear t-shirts proclaiming their queerness. Incredible. And thus we get my inspiration. Clearly, lesbian fans, fill your stands, baby. I mean, you can't say it any louder, any prouder. They were rightfully frustrated. There were a couple things going on. First of all, the analytics were saying that lesbians were 30% of the fan base for the WNBA. Second of all, they weren't having a pride night. They weren't showing up to pride events like other teams like the Sparks were. And on top of that, they had the only out lesbian general manager, which was Carol Blazejowski, and the only and first out lesbian player, which is our favorite queen, Sue Wicks, who's, by the way, at the sidelines very often. Put some respect on her name. The best part of the whole thing is that ultimately it worked, right? So the New York Liberty is completely different now. They've made a complete 180. They have Pride Nights. I've attended them myself. They're fantastic. They're full of pride. We love the whole thing. But it is really crazy to me how much history that even women's sports had to fight for to be inclusive of their own community. Like, hello, the lesbians. If you're interested, here are some of the demands that they were asking for. So they were saying to the Liberty, where's your pride? Why are you so lesbophobic? Acknowledge the lesbians filling your stands, and please be a part of the lesbian and gay pride celebration. And I think ultimately there is just something so powerful about standing up at your favorite sporting event and having to say, we don't care if you don't see us. We love it here. We love this sport. We love this team. We are here regardless, and we are going to make you see us and make you acknowledge us until we are a part of the community that we deserve. And that to me is so fucking beautiful. Like, lesbian fans fill your stands. It still holds true. I'm proud to be one of them, and I'm so proud of how far the WNBA has come from what it once was, and I'm so proud to be a part of the people in the stands. And that's what Snatch is all about. It's about the fans of women's sports, just like you and me, baby.